Everyone, this is Ashley Ellenboss with Skyhouse Herb School and Apothecary, and today we're going to talk about what you should do between Thanksgiving and the winter solstice, or you could say Christmas or Hanukkah, this sort of late winter holidays that tend to be very full of festivities, food, and stress. So here are my top things that you can start doing. I'm going to try to make them easy because I know that everyone right now doesn't need more stuff to do. So I'm doing my best to pare it down, keep it really simple, and maybe even a little bit fun. Okay. So here are the things that you can do that you don't need anything additional to be able to do them. The first one is if you can do nothing else, stay hydrated. That can be the simplest way to getting through the holidays and the winter season. Healthy, well, water is gently detoxifying. It keeps your skin looking full. It keeps your body from getting pruny and dried out. It's good for your moods. I mean, there's so many things, so many health benefits of water. So if you don't have a water bottle that you love, and one with a straw, then I want you to look in your cabinets and try to find something. Studies have shown that drinking out of a water bottle with a straw increases the amount you drink by like 5 times. So I don't know why, but that's just a thing. I think you tend to drink more per sip when you're drinking out of a straw. So go for it. Find yourself a nice water bottle that you love to look at, that you like the feel of, fill it with water. And you can even add a little pinch of salt into it. I like gray sea salt is the most moistening, and that can be really good for keeping your electrolytes in balance as well. So that's the simple one, number one. Number two is keep your lips happy. So this is a product my friend made, Barking Crow Wellness. Let's see if I can get it into focus. Come here. So Barking Crow Wellness is my friend's, her company. She's based out of Massachusetts. You can't really see it, but this is a cardamom rose. She calls it a body balm, but this is what I use on my lips every day. So our lips especially can get really dried out, and our hands as well. So having some sort of a herbal salve that has a wax and an oil base to it is going to be essential for keeping your lips and your hands healthy. So I put this on after I brush my teeth every morning. I have some other stuff in my car that I put on. And then before I go to bed, after I brush my teeth, I moisturize my lips. So I fall asleep with my lips being moisturized. So put something like this next to your toothbrush, and that will ensure that you're at least putting it on in the morning and in the evening. And then with the salve, then I'll just take a little bit and I'll put it on my hands. So try to find something that you love. And I'm like really into rose gold these days, I guess. I just am like, oh, I really like that. So find something you like, because if you really like something, you're going to be more likely to use it. So that's important. So that was my number two. And then number three is something that's not going to cost you anything, which is just moving your body a little bit more. I think this time of year, we tend to be a little bit more still. We tend to be a little bit more forward and backward, like going to the store, doing our thing, sitting in the car, driving. So try to find movements that take you out of the forward and backward. Twisting is really good. And you can do that in a chair. You can do it at a stoplight. Side stretches, stretching the lateral body. When you go for a walk, just, swing your arms side to side, but try to get some rotational movement and side movement in your spine this time of year. And not only is that just really good for your muscles and your joints, it's also really good for detoxification. And let's admit it, we're going to be taking more things into our bodies this time of year than we are used to. So we need to find ways to creatively keep things flowing so that we don't get stuck in January feeling disgusting. Right. Okay. So move your body. If you have kids like I do, dance, put some music on, do a little dance party, and just, like, it doesn't have to be like, the best moves. Just do something where you're like, okay, I'm stretching side body, side body, side body, right? Like just get creative and move and move and move. All right. And then the last one is smile. Try to do things that are fun. There's enough stress this time of year and things to do, but can you find a little bit of time in every day to do something that is fun? I'm working on that, but I have to say, the little things I've been doing have been making such a huge difference in my life overall. So, how can you squeeze in a really fun song on the radio when you're driving? How can just find a little extra time to read a book or listen to a podcast that you want to do. Just finding that little bit of time for your own joy will also make the holiday season overall be a lot happier and brighter and less bogging down the spirit. All right. All right. Now, herbs. Let me talk about some simple herbs that you can start to incorporate. Now, I do want to say that this is in addition to a healthy diet. Hopefully, you're taking vitamin D if you live somewhere where um, your ability to take in lots of natural sunlight goes down. So, vitamin D is so crucial during the winter months for mood, for metabolism, for cardiovascular health, bone health, like everything pretty much. So, take your vitamin D. I recommend for my family, I take around 4,000 IUs daily, up to maybe 6,000 if I'm really feeling like I need it. Children are dependent on their weight, so I'm not going to touch that, but you can look up your child's weight and the recommended dosage for them. Um, Herbs. So the first thing, as I mentioned with water, is this season, how do you keep everything moving and flowing out? So we talked about water as being key. This is also a great time of year to add in detoxifying herbs. I'm not saying you need to go on a detox diet, just taking herbs in every day that's going to help your system flush a little more easily. Here I have some nettles. I harvested from my backyard this spring. And I also really like Oshala Farms. They make a really nice dried nettle that you can buy online. I'll put a link in the in the description. But if you can take maybe about 3/4 of a cup of dried nettles, add it to a quart-sized mason jar, fill it with hot water, let it seep overnight, and then in the morning, strain that out and drink that quart. A quart is like 4 cups of water. So drink 4 cups of a nettles infusion, and that is going to be super detoxifying. Another herb that you could choose instead of nettles would be burdock root. Especially if you tend to run on the dry side, burdock is a little more moistening and oily. So that might be a better fit for you in the wintertime if you feel like you're feeling a little too dried out already. So that is the first one, is keep your body detoxifying. Herbally, the second thing that you can do is keep your nervous system relaxed. So how can you take herbs that will help your overall tone of your nervous system stay in a more peaceful and non-reactive state? And we can do this with Nervines. This is one of my favorite that I take pretty regularly. It's called Women's Calm Pound by David Winston. His company is Herbalist and Alchemists, and I will how do I get this glare away? So I will include this also, a link to this in my comments or description. But you can find David Winston's Herbalist and Alchemist. There's a lot of different Nervine blends. So if you go into his website, herbalistandalchemist.com, click on I think it's conditions, and then search for stress and emotional health. And then you'll see all the different nervines that they have. And I really like PhytoCalm. That's a really good one to help with sleep or just stress during the day. You can take it too during the day. And there's a few others, like there's Calm Adapt, which has adaptogens in it, which we're going to talk about. This is a really good one for hormonal balance and relaxation for the nervous system. So find some type of nervine that you can take daily. And I do like tinctures for this because it's easy to take. And I just keep them by my toaster in the morning with my vitamins. And so I just see it every morning. It's sitting there, and all I have to do is just squirt it in my mouth, maybe once, maybe 3 times a day to keep things steady. Then the third one is to use adaptogens. And this is something that it does take a little time, but I notice in my body that over, even taking adaptogens for as little as a week, I can start to notice that I just feel more grounded. My immune system is in a better state. I don't want to knock on wood here because, like, my daughter was just really sick and I was like sleeping with her and just coughing on me. And I've been taking my adaptogens and my immune tonics, and lo and behold, knock on wood, I'm still standing. So I really, really believe in the power of medicinal mushrooms. So, what you can do to take different ways to take medicinal mushrooms, which are adaptogens. Adaptogens simply mean that it helps your body better adapt to stress so that your HPA or hypothalamic pituitary axis isn't triggered into that high cortisol state, and then you don't get the cortisol crash. It just sort of helps everything in your nervous system, and your all of the hormones associated with the stress response to stay a little more even keeled. This also has a positive effect on your immune system. So it's a win-win this time of year. So the ways that you can take adaptogens, they don't really work. You can take some of the root ones in tinctures, but I have found that I feel like the mushrooms do best as powder. So here are a few products. I'm not affiliated with these companies, so buy what you want. But this is a company called Mud Water. I just started this one this week, and I really like it. It's a blend of masala chai, cacao, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, and some Himalayan sea salt. This one does have a little caffeine in it. I don't notice it much, but if you're very caffeine sensitive, then you may want to order theirs without caffeine. You can also take something like this, which is a capsule. This one is Host Defense. And this is Paul Stamets. If you guys have ever seen the movie, what is it called? Fantastic Fungi. Excellent movie. But this is his company. He is like he's a mushroom specialist or a mycologist, and very, very fascinating story and a lot of research into the use of medicinal mushrooms and psychedelic mushrooms. Um, but these ones are not psychedelic. These are just medicinal and so, so helpful. So this particular blend is called Stress Decompress. This one's really nice. It has reishi, lion's mane, skullcap, lemon balm, and ashwagandha. So you're getting two mushrooms, you're getting two nervine herbs, and you're getting an adaptogenic root, the ashwagandha. So I take this one. So this is the thing about tablets, is that you actually have to take more than they recommend. So this one says take two capsules once per day. In my training as a clinical herbalist, that is going to be like hardly anything. For me, in the way that I dose herbs for clinical uh, efficiency and effectiveness, you need to really double it. So you know what I do? I take 3 to 4 capsules twice a day, because you really need to have, like, think about it. You need to have at least like a teaspoon to a tablespoon of these herbs in your body. And that's going to be 3 to 4 capsules. So you got to dose a little higher. The nice thing about some of these ones, or this is a Four Sigmatic, this is mushroom and coffee mix. They also make mushroom and hot coffee and hot cocoa, is that, it's typically higher dosage. You can measure, and you can also measure it out yourself, which can be kind of nice. This one is a powder. And so I don't want it to explode on me, but you can see here, you can just scoop it out. So you can really dose yourself. And I think the dosage for this one is a tablespoon. And sometimes I do 2 tablespoons, so you can kind of modulate that. But the adaptogens are really critical to getting through the holiday season without feeling burned out, stressed out, exhausted, and, unable to start the new year with any sort of motivation and energy. So I hope this was helpful. Hydrate, move your body, find all those ways to stretch. Find the ways you can take the herbs. Like, I like to put my water in this, and then I have a second water bottle that I put my herbs in. Whatever you can do to remind yourself to take them. Always put your herbs and your things in places where you're going to see them, like your lip balms, all of these things. Put them where they are out in the open, where you can see them, and that will really help you remember to take them. So let me know your favorite herbs, some of your winter survival tips, and I will see y'all again soon. Take care.